These are some of the most shocking moments ever caught on camera. High-speed crashes, cars out of control, flips, and near-death escapes. Watch closely because in just a second, everything can change. These are some of the most shocking moments ever caught on camera. High-speed crashes, cars out of control, flips, and near-death escapes. Watch closely because in just a second, everything can change. A man tries to turn his Jeep on desert sand, but the vehicle loses balance. The Jeep flips and rolls several times, and the driver jumps out to save himself. This shows how dangerous sharp turns on soft sand can be. Cars were parked inside a roadside garage. At the same time, two cars were driving in opposite directions on the road. One car was moving at high speed and failed to brake. The driver lost control and crashed straight into the parked cars, destroying them. All the passengers managed to get out safely and ran back toward the road. A car is moving at very high speed on the road. When the driver brakes, the car skids in a straight line and flips over. The woman driver jumps out and escapes the vehicle. A traffic police officer stops a car and is talking to the driver on the roadside. Suddenly, another car comes sliding in at full speed, crosses from one road to the other, and crashes straight into the stopped vehicle. The officer quickly runs to save himself and manages to escape safely. A Jeep comes barreling down the road at full speed and hits a car ahead. Miraculously, the first car is unharmed, but the force sends the Jeep careening out of control. Within seconds, it crashes violently into several other vehicles, leaving total destruction in its wake. This shocking incident shows how reckless speed can turn a single moment into complete chaos on the road. A Jeep comes barreling down the road at full speed and hits a car ahead. Miraculously, the first car is unharmed, but the force sends the Jeep careening out of control. Within seconds, it crashes violently into several other vehicles, leaving total destruction in its wake. A car collides into another from behind, instantly losing control. It swerves uncontrollably and crashes onto the footpath. The impact is violent, showing just how quickly a minor collision can turn into a dangerous accident. A biker attempts to cross a steep, challenging path. He moves cautiously, trying to maintain control, but suddenly the tire slips. In an instant, he loses balance and tumbles down, narrowly avoiding the jagged rocks. With sheer luck, he lands safely while his bike crashes violently into a deep ditch. This shocking and intense moment reminds us how even careful riding on tricky terrain can turn into a life-threatening accident in just seconds. Trying to impress his girlfriend, he speeds up on his bike. He hits the brakes too hard, the bike flips, and he lands straight on her. Guess showing off isn't always a good idea.
What?
Red BMW M3 sped past first, followed by a man running on the road and then a Porsche. Both the BMW driver and the runner are at fault for this negligence, as a small mistake could have cost lives. Mistake on the road can lead to a fatal disaster. A white car suddenly changed lanes at high speed and collided head-on with the Dashcam vehicle. This reckless negligence could have cost lives, as a loose tire from an oncoming vehicle flew over the median and smashed directly into the Dashcam car. The fault lies entirely with the other driver for poor vehicle maintenance, leaving the victim with no time to react. and car skids on an icy road and slams into oncoming traffic, causing a 3-car pileup. The driver is at fault for speeding on snow, leading to a total loss of control. A sudden stop by a lead vehicle triggers a massive 7-car chain reaction crash on a busy street. The fault lies with the following drivers for tailgating and failing to maintain a safe stopping distance. Immediately after the impact, several bystanders and people from nearby shops rushed to the scene to check on the drivers and inspect the damage. At approximately 3:44 a.m., a white car is seen traveling at an extreme rate of speed through a multi-lane intersection. The driver loses total control, causing the vehicle to spin violently across the asphalt, leaving thick clouds of smoke and tire marks in its wake. The car eventually careens off-road, resulting in a devastating high-impact collision. A motorcycle flew through the air after a crash, narrowly missing a pedestrian's head by inches. He escaped certain death by a split second. On a snow-covered road, a white car loses control and skids into the oncoming lane. This leads to a violent head-on collision with another vehicle. The impact causes significant damage, scattering debris across the icy street. During a stunt show, a motorcycle rider speeds toward a dirt ramp and launches into a high jump, but he loses control of the bike while in midair. He crashes violently onto the paved ground, skidding across the surface while his bike tumbles nearby. Despite the hard impact, the rider manages to stand up immediately, and several bystanders and officials quickly rush toward him to provide assistance and check for injuries. Two young men attempt a risky stunt on a moving motorcycle. The passenger tries to jump over the rider, causing the bike to lose balance and crash violently onto the pavement. Both individuals skid across the road but manage to sit up shortly after the fall. His actions are so funny,